Hi, this is Gwen Peterson, certified health coach with Optavia, and I wanted to make a video. I made a video in our client support group on Facebook, and I've had other people ask me how they can share it, but you can't share a video outside of a closed group on Facebook. So I thought I would just re-record myself talking in my client support group regarding our Thanksgiving game plan. Now, I know that most of us would hope that we are going to make healthy choices at Thanksgiving, or some of my clients are deciding that that's their day, that they're going to eat a few things off plan in a small window during Thanksgiving and eat great up to that and great after. Or others of you are planning to eat great, and then you may end up there with some of your favorite things and end up not eating what you had hoped to eat going in. So I just thought there's a couple of rules of thumb that most people maybe wouldn't know, but wanted to give you this suggestion. So whether you're the person planning to go off plan, just or eat, a few off plan items, or you end up facing the food that you know you want to eat but you don't want to eat but you end up eating anyway. Here's what my personal game plan always is. So when we do appetizers, I always make sure to be the one to bring the raw shrimp and cocktail sauce, because I can eat shrimp like nobody's business, and shrimp is just protein. So instead of eating the yummy cheese ball with all the crackers and chips and all of that, if I just keep shoveling in shrimp, oh well, right? And you can only eat so much shrimp, but it's going to keep me away from those other things that are my normal option that I eat way too much and am miserable and will totally throw me off carbohydrate wise where I want to be. So that's my initial game plan always going in to Thanksgiving, is the shrimp, the shrimp, the shrimp. And then so then that kind of bypasses those other things. And then the next step is oh, and by the way, you could also bring cucumbers and celery sticks, because I don't know if you guys end up having salsa or anything like that, like chips and salsa. I know that sounds weird, but people do all sorts of stuff for appetizers. So what if you were dipping the celery sticks and the cucumbers in the salsa? Again, it's not crackers and chips. So that's a better choice than eating the crackers and chips. So then out comes the spread, right? So normally, again, I try to be the one in charge of the vegetable. So I can do a really good, what green beans with some olive oil, some lemon pepper, roasted, all of that, perfect for lean and green. So what I normally do is I load up on turkey. Again, I'm not worried about the serving size, because I know that I may not stay totally in fat burn, but this is the better option. I've already stacked myself with protein with the shrimp. Then I am stacking myself with more protein with the turkey. And then we always have a green salad, and they normally do a salad dressing that works. And then I always do the vegetable. And then what if I did a tiny little scoop of the yams that have more brown sugar and butter than is healthy for anybody, but they're so good with marshmallows on top. And then what if I did a small spoonful of mashed potatoes? Again, if I'm wanting to stay 100% on plan, I would never do that. But if I'm choosing for that to be a small little window where I have not a mound like I used to eat, but a small little spoonful so I can taste without having to consume all those calories and carbs, because I ate all the shrimp and because I ate all the turkey, that is giving me a little more protein than I would normally eat to help compensate a little bit for those carbs in the mashed potatoes, or even the stuffing, or even the yams. So that's kind of the game plan, is the more protein you can eat in front of those couple of off-plan choices you may eat, the less damage it's going to do down the road, meaning how bad it spikes your blood sugar. So basically, if you were to think about it as a math equation, if you go onto MyFitnessPal and put in a quarter cup of mashed potatoes with the butter and maybe the cream, depending on how they make it, and a quarter cup of the yams with how they make it, go figure out your numbers before you actually just dump it on your plate, so you actually know how many carbs you probably are going to consume in that quarter of a cup or a half of a cup, so you know that you might be eating 12 ounces of turkey to compensate. No, that's not healthy either. But what I'm saying is, it's really just a math equation. You want to try to get as much protein in as carbs that you're getting in, and you may not be that worried about it. You may just say, this is my off-plan meal, and then you finish the night with a brownie instead of a a piece of pie, or you even eat that piece of pie and before you go to bed, you eat the brownie. There are many ways to do this, but what I'm just saying is your best option is to eat a lot more protein than you normally would if you are going to eat those carbohydrates, to just try to kind of compensate for that. Now, one of the other things I wanted to do is a shout out to my mom. My mom was my third or fourth client. I can't remember. She started today 5 years ago, the Monday of Thanksgiving, and she lost 60 pounds in 5 months at 70 years old and has kept the majority of it off. I mean, she just got back from 3 weeks in Mexico. Let's be honest, who may not gain a couple of pounds in Mexico, but a majority of it, 40, well, if she lost 60 pounds, she's probably kept most but 10 or 5 pounds off. So anyway, you can do it. It doesn't matter if it's the week of Thanksgiving. It doesn't matter if it's a day before Christmas. If you are sick and tired of being sick and tired of feeling overweight, tired, mad at what you've allowed yourself to get to, it doesn't matter that it's the week of Thanksgiving. You get to choose your health over those mashed potatoes and those yams that won't be there the next day. So you get to decide what your game plan is, but I wanted to give you a few tips that if you're gonna eat some carbs, stack some more protein, and at least it'll help you not totally go off the rails, way out of fat burn. I mean, you're gonna go out of fat burn, but maybe it'll only take your body 2 days to get back into fat burn instead of 4 because you ate enough protein to try and compensate a little. So comment below what your game plan is for Thanksgiving, just to hear what everybody that's following me on YouTube is planning to do, because it's always fun to hear everybody else's plans. So hope you liked me giving you a few tips. And again, don't go eat 12 ounces of turkey. You'll be more miserable than if you ate the carbs. But again, it's just math. Just try to eat more protein. And if those carbs end up slipping in, at least you ate some more protein instead of just small protein and carb. You'll be in a carb coma and you'll be miserable on Black Friday. And who wants to be miserable? We want to get all the shopping deals out there, right? So anyway, hope you guys have a happy Thanksgiving. Please comment below what your game plan is, and can't wait to chat with you guys for a Christmas or holiday game plan after that. Bye, guys.